I take it back. I made a mistake. I apologize. The credit for the Hamas Palestinian Israeli deal goes to Gershon Baskin, and I'll come back to him in a minute, but I want to start in 1968 so that you understand that it isn't unprecedented. In 1968, there were negotiations between the United States and Vietnam for the conclusion of the war in Vietnam. The uh, the two candidates on the Republican side were Richard Nixon and Hubert Humphrey on the Democratic side, who had been vice president under President Johnson. The deal was virtually finalized when apparently the day or two before the election, President Nixon, through his intermediary aide Anna Chennault, told President Thieu of Vietnam that if he didn't go ahead with the deal, Nixon could get him a better deal than he would get under Lyndon Johnson and Hubert Humphrey. He did this so that he could win the election in 1968, which he did. But what it led to, and I think it's treason, and this is the notes now confirmed, these discussions have become public, is that this led to 5 more years of war and the killing of tens of thousands of American soldiers. Uh, it's just appalling that a U.S. president would do that. So let's turn to what's going on here. And it turns out, as I was reading more, because I'd forgotten some of this, quite frankly, Gershon Baskin, or Gershon Baskin, was born in the United States and he emigrated to Israel. He had spent years negotiating the release of a soldier who had been kidnapped by Hamas and was imprisoned in Gaza. He successfully concluded that negotiation and got the soldier returned home. Over the next several years, he had worked through back channels trying to negotiate a deal with Hamas to stop the war, stop the bitterness, and provide for a civilian government in Gaza. And in fact, in 2024, Gaza had agreed to what has now been lauded, if you will, as to the Trump 24 peace plan. But in fact, this had been negotiated and agreed to by Hamas in August or September of 2024. But it turns out that what happened is Trump called Netanyahu, and I think the date was August 20th, but I could be wrong, of 2024. It was reported on at the time. Called Netanyahu and said, "Don't sign the peace deal because it could affect the presidential election, and I can work out something better," just like Nixon had done in Vietnam. Netanyahu came to the White House 3 weeks before the election last year, and there are photographs of it. They made no bones about it. They talked about it, and Netanyahu turned down the peace deal by Hamas, which was then put forward as a Trump deal the other day or two ago. This is treachery at its highest levels, and so I apologize. Where credit is due is a Jewish fellow by the name of Gershon Baskin, who had negotiated the deal before and had worked with the Biden administration to secure that deal. Trump torpedoed it, and to now claim credit for it is beyond treachery.